Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Yeah, so I've really put a bit of a statement out there, haven't I? Really, is Discord the new Tinder? Well, let's be totally honest, it absolutely isn't. It's not designed to be Tinder. People obviously want to treat it that way, and that's totally up to them. But yeah, it's not. So let's stop, the nonsense a little bit, because it certainly isn't that, and I'm not quite sure why people think it's okay to treat it that way. To be honest. Now, the reason I decided on this subject is on Saturday night, me and some of my friends were just happily playing on Final Fantasy 14, sitting on our Discord server, when one of the female members just mentioned that she'd received this kind of, strange message, basically from a guy, which was inappropriate. This was on the Discord server, not mine. I will stress. But he kind of reached out to say something along the lines of, hi, I'm Mark. I was kind of flicking through profiles on the server and come across yours, and you're really pretty. It's okay, fair enough. There's a little bit of flattery in there, but he then went on to say, I'm a sugar daddy looking for a sugar baby, which, as an introduction's a little bit out there, isn't it, so to speak. Obviously, he's looking for a certain clientele, and then went on further to offer, $4,000 per week for the services, because he wanted to, sort of spend his money on somebody that could be his sugar baby. And I'm going to, pop that message up on here now, so you can see it in its entirety from a Smith Mark, or Mark Smith, or whatever his assumed name is. And it kind of just made me think: is is Discord becoming a little bit like Tinder? And I don't mean that in a derogatory way at all whatsoever, but realistically, Discord was founded for gamers, and I absolutely appreciate other people use it. I use it for different things. I've got my own channel which I'm building out in the background at the moment. I'm members of other YouTubers' Discords which aren't certainly designed to be like this, and I kind of made me wonder what kind of an idiot would sit there and spend all day basically looking through profile pictures to kind of go, oh, I like the look of her, and then decide to message her that. So I'm quite happy to root this out and pull people up, but also look at it from another point of view. How do the women feel, to have this happen to them? So I thought I'd just, on Brave Browser, just googled the word creeps on Discord, and it was quite interesting because there's been a few attempts to sort of scam people using this kind of thing, and there's options that you can find all the creeps on Discord. Absolutely, you can't do that. There's no way in the world you can find those. But I did find a Reddit post on here which isn't about Discord, but it is about Reddit. So if I just pull that one up for you, but let me just find it. Yeah, so this one, I mean, Fully Risen Phoenix is just basically put, I had 6 men message me in a matter of 4 days when I posted a single pic for the first time in a couple of weeks. Wow. That's, obviously we don't know what the messages were, but you can kind of allude to the fact that they wouldn't have been particularly good, for, Fully Rising Phoenix to mention that. Yeah, and it's, again, that's right. Women are on the internet, grow up, guys. It's it is the 21st century, so things have changed since the old days. You don't go along with clubs anymore and beat them over the head. It's just not on. And also, don't kind of look at them like a piece of meat. They're not that. A lot of the women I know, and it's very different in certain ways. Some of them can be extremely attractive on the on the outside, but not so much on the inside. And then there's others that people would probably go, oh, I don't find her attractive, but beauty isn't skin deep. It goes further than that. So people need to grow up a little bit and understand that just because you like the look of a picture, does that mean that they're a nice person? Would you really want to have them as your sugar baby? Now I know this particular person, and she's lovely, but at the end of the day, not everybody is. So why would you want to take that risk, man? I mean, seriously now. And I get it's harder to meet people since COVID, since lockdown, very stuff. But there are apps for this kind of thing. So don't use Discord for that. Don't go on Discord thinking, my God, I'm just going to stalk through Discord and find, what I believe is a visually, attractive woman. Because who's to say it's even a woman? I could go and put a picture up of a really attractive woman on there, and I'd just be catfishing people. But I'm not that kind of guy either, so why would I do that? But yeah, it's just it's unbelievable, And I thought, maybe there is a market for this, and I'll get onto that in a moment, because there definitely is a market. So if you are one of those kind of people that are looking for love or something from Discord, don't worry, I'll sort that out for you. But don't, spoil the enjoyment for everybody else. If it's not in one of these channels, please do not. Men, I'm begging you, or even women, I'm sure it happens there. They might see a nice looking guy with a six-pack. It won't be his, trust me. But, again, men aren't a piece of meat. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. Either way, what I'm getting onto is, for God's sake, people, have a little bit more respect for yourself and respect for others. It's not, let's leave Discord to what it's been. If you're joining a channel about Pokemon or whatever, talk about that. If you're on there to talk about gaming, talk about that. Yeah, if you're on there to talk about home labbing, open source, whatever, by all means, have general chit chat. But do not go on there basically pestering women and men just the same, please. Come on, have a bit more respect for yourselves and others. So yeah, I kind of went through this a little bit more, and I was like, wow, some of these women, and I really feel for them, because trust me, I've been in this from a different perspective. Now, years ago, I won't go into too many details, but I used to play a video game and people liked my voice and they thought I had an accent. And I was like, I don't have an accent. And I was sexualized because of my voice. And I don't even like my voice, to be honest. I kind of hear it back, and on these videos, I think, oh my God, who would like that? But, there's more to me than that. Absolutely more to me than that, But it's nice and it's flattering. And likewise with women, we kind of, people knew each other that way, but I always thought that get to know somebody first a little bit more. There's more to find. It's weird. It really is strange. It's almost like basically inhibitions go out the window when the internet comes around. So yeah, just reading some of these comments, it's, and that's it, and that's crazy. That shouldn't be. Nobody should ever be able to make that comment, because not every man is the same. And I applaud those men out there that don't behave this way. There obviously are a lot that do. So they're making a stereotype out of us, really, which shouldn't be the same. But it's crazy. And then there, exactly that. No one deserves this. Absolutely, they don't. And it's just mad. And I think this is the biggest thing. When will they not realise that they're making somebody uncomfortable? And it generally does make people uncomfortable. People I know this has happened to don't usually feel comfortable about it. I'm sure deep down sometimes it might seem as flattering, but I know the way that these people operate is this won't just be sent to one, it'll be sent to many. So anyway, if you are one of those guys that are looking for love, or women that are looking for love on Discord, don't worry, there is a place for you. And you just have to Google this. I'm not going to show you the link, but there are absolutely links available. If you go and Google it, you can find this yourselves. But these are where they are, and these are just the top ones. And again, this isn't my top list. I don't join any of these, or I'm not part of any of these at all. But basically, if you really want to, go and Google it, go and find out. And there's one there called the Playroom. I don't really need to go into too much detail. One called Like 18, and there is a picture of a woman, funnily enough, with gaming paraphernalia, just to try and make it more Discordy. Fine, whatever. And I think this is the funniest statement I've read. When I kind of just briefed over this document, the server will ask you to make it priority to prove both your gender and your age. How do they do that then? Do they, I don't really want an answer, but I'm pretty sure that can only be done by webcam or photos or whatever, with dates and times and whatever. But again, that's not 100% difficult to mock out. You could just have somebody come and stand there or whatever. It's not. Anyway, but either way, and I think that's the takeaway message, isn't it? That not everybody on the internet is who they say they are or seems they are. So please be cautious. Is Discord the new Tinder? Absolutely not. If you want a dating service, like I said, go Google it. Yeah, you'll find servers that are just for that. Please, men, if you want to creep out on people, maybe go to a site like this that they're quite willing to let you creep out on them. But if you're not and you're on a normal server, please just be nice, be courteous, or leave them the fuck alone. Simple.